top tier EU US teams right now. Seeing all these games playing out, I feel like there's so many close matches, so many high skill plays coming out. I'm honestly, I'm just so hyped to be watching some good Dota.
Begins.
Right, it's going to be exciting though, no matter which way you're coming from. Bounty runes 2 apiece. No fighting over the runes, just going to go for the safety. And we'll have our lane set up for us. There's Sumail on the Lesh, heading into mid against the Nisha Pango. Blocking up their waves. They're always looking for that bottle early on. And it feels like Secret have got pretty good ways of guarding runes here, with the Rubik and the Clockwork both very adept at guarding water runes and playing actively towards the mid lane.
It's going to be really important, especially because you're playing a ranged hero with a magic harass into a melee, right? You want to be able to get that sustain from the water runes to stay in the lane, be able to last it. I think like Nisha's going to be able to fight back with this shield crash, to like secure range creep and also deal a little bit of damage. But yeah, it's hard, right? You're playing into a stun from Sumail, who's going to be able to like deny you range creeps with that. Nisha doesn't have that same luxury.
And Enigma tri-laning up top to safeguard Miracle's early laning stage. GH and Kuroki already forcing Puppey to expend quite a bit of his regen, and they're both just hiding behind their tower. And this does leave Mind Control in a 1v2 down bottom, and Science is making Enigma pay for this decision. A lot of damage onto MC, but he's actually playing aggressively, waiting for the battery assault to expire, getting a lot of that Firefly and Napalm damage on the clock. It looks like he's okay just to stay in the lane for now. The dive up top. This is where you need your TPs to be active from Secret. Match the aggression from Nigma. Defend your Rezo DP, and now it's try versus try.
You never want to try lane into an Undying, seriously. It is just so rough. And Clockwork's a fantastic support doing all this damage. Like he's going to get all this battery assault out now on Miracle. But when you start to skirmish and take fights, I mean, you're going to be having more opportunities for these double hero decays. Because when Tombstone goes down, it can go 2 ways, right? You have more heroes that can sit there and click it down and kill it, but at the same time, you know, good placement, a good ability to defend it. Which you have with the Earthshaker Visher, right? You could seriously get some good kills there going in. I guess the only rough thing is that you're playing with a Spectre. Usually when you have these tri-lanes, you like an aggressive carry. You have some Sven, something with a stun, a CK. Miracle maybe a little bit weaker here on that Spectre, but still with a little bit of burst from the dagger to come out. Definitely valuing maybe the DP a little bit more there in terms of trades.
Yeah, and GH was stuck in behind that tower and had to make a long run back, TP home. So Enigma a little exposed this next 20 seconds or so. Now they've moved things around. Chrysalis in a 1v1 against the Mind Control Batrider. I was just watching Zayat here, getting his battery assault damage in. Forced away by the 9 Mango Undying.
Not for you.
Yeah, it's got to feel decent for Chrysalis. The Slok decent against the Bat, but again, top. They get the drag back. Kuroki surrounded. Decent Fisher from GH, but Zayat is there with the cogs trapping in the Undying, getting first blood for Secret.
That's great for them, taking advantage of Undying still being level 1.
Precious bounty.
Because that's probably the worst thing about a tri-lane, is the experience deficit that you end up getting on supports. Because you want to give your XP to your carry, your cores, whoever needs it. I think for someone like Spectre, it's actually a little bit better because he just wants to focus on hitting creeps, right? So he doesn't mind you kind of sitting and taking his XP. He's not super XP dependent, the way some other carries are. But still, yeah. And a level 1 Undying, getting a little bit out of position.
A little bit sad for him. Chrysalis getting battered by the Batrider, but GH pretty far forward here. Does have Kuroki holding his hand as they go up and block the small camp.
Now he's got that Tombstone. Hitting 4 minutes, getting that XP.
Yeah, it looks like down bottom things have become a little more challenging for Chrysalis without a support there. They're relying on 1 charges, and of course, pre-level 6, you don't have that guaranteed regen. You're just here by the tower trying to use the tower protection to heal back up. So MC is taking a nice firm grasp on his bottom lane. A few CS ahead.
He's even expending money on a salve, which he's bringing to himself.
Try and use some of that mana up so he can wand as well later on down the line.
I like this tri-lane idea a lot from Enigma, just because your Spectre is going to be so pivotal to you. I think the build that China was going, because they were the ones picking it the most during Tour 3 and stuff. They were going like Manta, Ags, and Basher. I think those were like the 3 biggest items. Sometimes they didn't go the Ags. Yeah, overall, those were kind of like the big ones. And it's really good and effective, and you're playing into Secret, who have 2 supports like Clockwork and Rubik, right? You want to utilize this clock to get in there and find your Shaker, but when he's being kind of having an illusion sticking on him, it can be really hard to kind of navigate around that to get the angle that you want.
Yeah, the clock is good against Earthshaker, but against zombies and Spectre illusions, there's a lot of noise there that Zayats has got to play around. Of course, keeping vision with the horn, always useful. And Zayats on the run back, good telekinesis in, trying to aim GH, but Tombstone, it'll keep Secret at bay. Miracle continues just to chip away at Puppey. Just a poke and a prod there. Miracle gets a dagger out as well. Puppey and Zayats dropping incredibly low to these decays of Kuro. But nobody dropping. Everyone incredibly low.
Radiant are scanning.
There's a bit of damage on the tier 1.
Yeah, he started this lane with 7 mango. It was 7 mangoes, and then he brought out 2 more. He actually has just gone so hard in on these mangoes, as well as being in a tri lane and getting stick charges. I don't know if he'll ever run out of mangoes.
Nisha, going on mid. Sumail has raindrops, Fairy Fire, and the wand to keep him alive. So the Pango trying to aim for GH, but a good little move there next to the ramp, pushed up by the Pango roll. So Nisha's first Rolling Thunder not coming to much. They're even looking for the kill back on him. Sumail not gonna launch the Split Earth just there. Bottle refill for Nisha as well.
At least it's only an illusion rune. It's probably how Secret feel.
Chrysalis. He has to shatter down bottom. Yeah, Nisha escapes from mid. I'll go back on Sumail and burst him down. Zayats having those nice cogs placed in on top of him. Chrysalis and Mind Control also were having a battle bottom with Puppey's rotation looking for a kill.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake there. I guess a miscalculation, thinking how tanky he would be, and being able to just use that illusion rune. Maybe he thought Zayats had left. They had a ward, but maybe it didn't quite see him. Either way, unfortunate for him. Good kill. Yeah.
Amazing what you found laying around.
Somehow we'll just come back in the lane. Push it out quickly. Think about his next move. This is giving a lot of room now to Miracle and Resolution. Get some farm under their belts. The tri-lane's broken down, and just overall laning phase breaking down here. As people do start to rotate and look for picks. Down at bottom, Chrysalis, he's eyeing up Mind Control. Puppey in behind the Slark, but then you've also got GH there ready with a Fisher. A moment's notice, you can stop the aggression.
Yeah, right now they're thinking about how they can use their Pango for sure. His role is back up. It's kind of like, okay, can we bring a support mid and get that kill on Sumail with it? Can I stop a dive if someone goes? Like, where can he use his TP? I think, no, he's used his role instead just to secure that arcane rune.
Yeah.
He's heading top with it.
He is coming up here. Lance is going to keep vision on Kuroki. So Nisha can come in with a big swashbuckle. Stick charges the decay, a bit of tankiness for Kuro's Undying. Doesn't get the tombstone down in time, and another Fisher from GH will keep Miracle safe. And down at bottom, Chrysalis. Another 1v1 fight with Mind Control. Every time he expends the Firefly, though, there's a window here for Secret to play around this movement from Puppey coming in from the left-hand side. Fade Bolt, Telekinesis, dragging back into Chrysalis damage. Zayats even arriving here to help out and give a bit of moral support. Vision from the Rocket Flare and another pounce allows Chrysalis to get the takedown on MC's bat.
Little bit of relief there for Chrysalis. Now he's 6 as well. He gets all that health regen, so he can just start to farm the lane, not have to worry too much. You have that max dark pack, so he's able to farm camps as well. You should see his farm accelerate a little bit. Miracle, on the other hand, he doesn't really have that like ability to farm hardcore in the jungle, so he's much more reliant on this lane. Luckily, it seems like he's doing a pretty fairly good job. He has a lot of stats. That one that treads. It seems that DP isn't able to really force him out. So that tri-lane at the beginning, just giving him that decent enough start to be able to just sit here in the lane. And they're bringing Sumail top now. It is really good for them at some point to take this tower. It's already at half health. Looks like Secret kind of keyed into this idea, and they're just going to run top themselves with that roll ready.
They've got that A deep ward. Zayat's break vision. Nisha, he rolls in towards Sumail. A little risky though, going under tier 1 with GH's arrival. Could cause problems here for Secret if they go too far. And they'll quickly realize that. They forced rotations. They've bought a bit of time. Get Chrysalis. A bit of farm down bottom. Puppey can try and hit 6 mid. Everyone looking for the weaknesses in the chain here.
That's one of the nice things that Nisha is doing, at least, is that every time he makes these rotations, he's very quick to kind of run back to mid for either a rune or to farm. What's the mail?
Yeah, getting chased by the Pango. Down the bottom, Chrysalis going to try and dip back, but Sumail, he's going to get taken down by Nisha. Just a straight up solo kill without the roll. And that is a huge kill for Nisha to have. He's now halfway through level 9. Well on his way to Defusal Blade. Top of the net worth on this Pango, and he's causing issues for Miracle Spectre. We might have to see Enigma swap their lanes around. You know, put Mind Control top, have the Miracle Spectre go bottom where it may be a little safer for him.
Reza with his Exo, definitely looking to use it. Their two choices are either to just force top and take that, or go for the mid, but I think it makes most sense just with him up here to rotate Nisha instead and take it. And as well, that gives you an easier access into this triangle too, and then it kind of makes it obvious when Miracle's farming.
Yeah, just use the Exo there with the catapult behind you. Enigma trying to reposition themselves.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Thinking about defending this around the glyph. But you see Zayat's ready with a hook shot. GH does get his Echo Slam up. Potential here, but Zayat has his number. Keeps the vision on him. Echo will catch 2 of them, but no follow through. But look at Rezo. Needed that fair fire on the one. He's got a greedy build with a bit of travel, speeding away, but Miracle's in. Haunting towards the death drop, trying to take her down. Mind Control giving chase as well. They should find Rezo here, but he's got so many heals. The ghosts come back at the perfect time. Straight to full HP, as Zayat's the only loss the Secret will suffer as the tower falls. Enigma trying to react to this, but not getting what they needed.
Yeah, gotta try and deal with that ward on that high ground if you're Enigma soon. And that ward is given so much information to Secret to try and keep making these plays and force these rotations. And like your pulls are getting out completely alive. I mean, Miracle is being harassed so much top. At some point you have to realize he's not getting as much as he wants right now. From being top, you either commit more heroes up here to get kills and give her that space, or yeah, like you said earlier, they could just try rotating him to another lane. The problem is, as soon as he commits the TP, they run at him, and then they force him to use his ult, and they just gotta maybe just try and keep him moving. See them moving though for this bot tower.
They know GH is TP down here, and he is all alone. Rezo and Zayat try and track back for him. Fisher delays the inevitable death of GH. It does slow down the push on the tier 1 as well. But every kill on the Earthshaker always feels good. You're delaying that blink or the shards, stopping his team fight contributions from coming too early on.
I actually didn't check and realize that Rezo had Boost of Power.
Radiant's middle.
Yeah, he had it in the top 5. That's how he sped away from all of them.
Yeah, I think you even mentioned it.
Yeah.
Just didn't click in my brain until I saw him TPing onto that wave.
Well, I said it, and it didn't even click for me. I saw hook shot from Zayat. Fine Kuroki. Enigma, they were coming down here to try to defend as a unit, but Secret, they've got 5 heroes here. You can't come in piecemeal one by one.
Bottom tower is under attack.
That has to TP home. And Leshrac forced back to tier 2s by Nisha.
Dire's top tower is under
You can
attack.
feel the change up
Radiant's
here.
bottom
With no
tower is
IO,
under
I feel like
attack.
Sumail is playing a lot more, you know, just not as fast, a little bit more scared. Has to be wary. He can't just run in and rely on that heal.
He'll be so conservative, doesn't he?
Yeah. Just trying to get Tom up here, but they're just gonna push him off. When is the EXO up? They have the EXO. They're taking bot without needing it. Now they can kind of sweep through this bot jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, they've got multiple angles of attack in towards mid now.
Yeah, you want to use the EXO for mid tower for sure. And then you can maybe wait and use the next one for Roche.
Another kill on GH. It's coming. Telekinesis into the Pango roll. Stolen Lightning Storm, and the final swashbuckle will do the trick. Hook shot from Zayat. Where's that? It's deep. Behind tier 1 in the mid lane. Does force Kuro to throw the tombstone down to try and match what Secret are bringing to this mid. And the last Nisha, a big kill if they can have it, but he's tanky. He's got the illusion into pop to get away from Sumail's split earth. And Rezo, he's got the exorcism, chasing forward with a 2-man silent. The Secret calming things down in the mid as they kill Miracle top. Crystallis gets the solo kill on the Spectre.
I didn't see that. How did that happen?
I don't know, but they're going in for more. Sheepo, Sumail getting caught out by the Nisha Pangolier. In comes Rezo with the Spirit Siphons bursting through the Sumail Lesh. Secret are running away with this game here.
Radiant's
Match 3 and it's 12-1. A 6k lead for Secret. Not meant to be, says Rezo.
Jesus, it is unrelenting pressure. They're doing such a good job of it. This ward is still up on that high ground in the triangle. Like, Secret are just seeing everything. They know where Nigma's playing. They know that Spectre just cannot really farm this jungle so easily. Like, it's so hard for him to come back in this game. They're putting so much lane pressure on everywhere.
Sumail completely out of mana. Like you were saying a few moments ago, without this IO, he doesn't have that battery of mana to sustain the amount of damage that comes out of Pulse Nova. Rezo being eyed up top, but he's already safely behind his tier 1, even pinging to say, hey, do we want to defend this, or we just let it fall?
For the effort.
I think you might have to let that tower go down there. Yeah. In return, you're pressuring bot.
Yeah.
Always getting something.
Triple range creep. Catapult wave.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Mind control, he's TP'd here. Zayat, he's right next to him. Has hookshot ready and he'll go straight for the back. Nisha in with his rolling thunder. Not such a long cooldown. He's using it every time it comes up. And Batrider not having a game anymore. 0-2-1. He's got these bots, but needs Blink, needs BKB. It's across the board from Nigma. We need Blink on Earthshaker. We need BKBs up on this Batrider. Spectre needs the Manta style. Another 10 minutes. It feels like Nigma needs to actually get the items to rally around their squad and defend objectives.
It does feel like a case of where they're getting sort of picked off one by one, or just someone's dying and they're not taking the full fight that they really can, because they have a lot of things that allow them to fight. You have this Tombstone, for example. Even just having Fissure is still pretty decent, right? And how many times, have we seen Batrider able to just get a little bit of a chase down, throw that flame break back, and lasso out of position? If you can drag someone from Secret out of position, you can definitely fight. And they had that idea, right? They TP the back bottom and kind of waiting. I think they didn't. I'm not sure how their comms were like. Maybe they didn't expect Secret to be able to dive there, or didn't know that Device was already in position. But I think they wanted to defend it, and it is a really good idea, especially when you have the glyph, because when you activate it, it gives the split shot, does so much damage. Like 17 minutes, you're not really strong enough to tank it if you take a full-on fight there. But yeah, they weren't quite set up to take it. I think maybe playing a little bit more around this side lane pickoffs if you can chase someone down with this bat.
Yeah, because they're trying to match Secret instead of looking for moves of their own. It's leading to their downfall now with almost a 10k lead for Secret and another aggressive smoke. Hunting in the triangle. Get the D ward up there as well. As we start to think about Roshan, if a team fight victory is brought, they'll pounce onto Miracle. He doesn't have horns, no mana for it. So Crystallis and Nisha take down the late game security Nigma were trying to build up. As Sumail, the spot Zayat. Flame breaking back, but he's got hookshot and cogs. This chaotic team fight presence from the Clockwork, opening up for Secret here to maybe play back in towards the Lash, deep in from the back with the Exo. Resolution chases mind control, BKB's up and finds the finish on him and Sumail. Team Secret stomping all over Nigma here in game 3. And with this
axe now, god damn, the range, the ability to get across the map.
I mean, this DP is first phase banned against Rezo for a good reason. He's going to rename himself to Rexo in a second as he'll take this Roshan down quickly.
The spirit of Lacoste lives on.
Gotta do it. This is Roshan for Secret. Nigma are positioning themselves with Blink Echo at the ready. They can pull the trigger on this jump. The Horde, the Echo. He doesn't blink forward. Trying to focus Crystallis, but this is doom and gloom as Puppey steals the Echo and they get 2 more kills. Nigma, what can you do? Zayat has a hook shot. If you can get a glimpse of him on someone, they can reinitiate, but they're back into the pit to secure the Roche and the Aegis for themselves. Another failed attempt. Another woeful team fight from Nigma.
Did his blink get cancelled by Zayat? I couldn't tell if it was that or if he just decided he wanted to echo there.
I'm not sure, but Miracle's dying. Sheepo, they're just losing everything, bleeding out left and right.
really just spiraling out of control. It feels like I mean, they're even mind control. I'm gonna miss that.
TP home.
Cancel. Yeah, all their little options are things that they have and are getting. Yeah, we're getting this item. Yeah, we're getting this level. Yeah, we're getting this spell. But it's never enough.
Yeah, you're losing your Lesh. Yeah, you got a hookshot in from Zayas. He gets to split it down to Sumail and tries to heal up with his wand, but it's never enough. Crystallis with 9 perma stacks of Agi up. Even diving in with his Aghanim Scepter, pouncing towards Kuro and GH. Mid tier 2 looking a little worse for wear. And with this slot, like you've been talking about the past few games and series, the warding battle is just so impossible for Nigma. Every observable they have is being de-warded.
Whenever Slark is ahead, the map just becomes so tiny. It's not just the wards as well. It's having this Ags, the double leap, the range on it. Like, even if you find a little space to farm or a little space to try and recover, right? Like, he is able to catch you and hunt you down and chase you. These boosts of travel synergizing so well with that on the deep. Right? It feels like Nigma really need some way to help disengage. Again, these 4 staffs, something in the future maybe to look towards. Like your Batrider, he's trying to get a blink just so they can try and get a good initiation for themselves. If they can catch that DP, for example, and burst her down.
Just look at the freedom the Crystallis has, though. He lurks, he jumps, he finds the Spectre. The stun will connect with the Fisher on top. Crystallis being chain disabled, but he's got the Shadow Dance, and now the DP with the Exo will come back in with a sick hook shot from Zayas, finding Sumail's Leshrac. Down you go into the grave, and Crystallis is hunting for more. Miracle TP's home, Spectre's out of there. They safeguard their carry, but Kuro, he's caught up in the pounce, leashed up. Good Fisher defensively will allow the Undying to escape, but it opens the tier 2 for Rizzo to utilize his Exo, get the objectives they need. And the Age is still in the hands of Clark for 2 minutes 40. Even if they killed him the once there, the fight would have fallen apart regardless.
A moment of peace for Nigma, and I say peace in that I think they're going to wait for next Exo to even attempt to take high ground, but at that point, your Aegis has expired. And so if they're feeling confident enough, they might still play for it, but if they're playing to be careful and not to throw, we might see Secret wait until the next round. That gives Nigma a plethora of opportunities to try and make a move, make something come back. You have this Echo Blink, you have this Tombstone. There's always an opportunity to take some fight around a high ground ward, which could be well in your favor. This slot, he does not have a VPV, right? He can still die to the damage from the Leshrac. So Nigma definitely have something in this game, even though it is a 16k lead.
They've got options.
Radiant's top
They do have that
under attack.
overwhelming team fight if they can get the jump. They need vision to do it. They need smoke, some kind of surprise maneuver. They are all green-lit. Everyone's got all their abilities ready. Secret.
The main problem, right? Secret is just going to come up, take this tier 2 towers. They always ready to jump you, and notice they have this long range from both Slug Leap and the hook shot. At a moment's notice.
Enigma don't even want to show on lanes. Sumail was thinking about pushing bot, but it is too scary on the map right now.
And look at this play, right? The problem of this smoke is that they think that Nigma have tried to push out of the map because they showed top. They're like, okay, they're just going to be farming bot, right? Let's sweep through it with a smoke and get pick off on whoever is trying to farm outside the map. But they're not doing it. They're just sitting in their base. They're actually just...
surprise move. Science in such a good position here. He could break the smoke, but Nigma, they found their way around him, weaseling their way into that bottom jungle. Spots Rezo, they'll get the Blink Lasso. This is a huge kill for Nigma. They'll look to take him down, but the Death Shroud, not quite enough to keep him alive. But in comes the roll, and the Slot pouncing in. Aim for the Spectre and the Ledge. Sumail dropping solo so quickly. He's gone now, pounce back into the Undying. Crystallis and Ninja open up on Miracle. Nigma Galaxy losing 3 off the back of that initiation. It looked good to start with, but Zayas is aiming for more. Mind control on the retreat. The hook shot didn't land. Try and get in on towards GH now instead. You see, blinks away. Batrider's out there, and GH TPs too.
Amazing what you found there.
Game what he can on this little brief escapade outside of their base. All that TP back, and this is where the net worth lead really comes into play. Right, you get that DP kill. Honestly, like, fantastic start for Nigma in that fight, but you still have Nisha with an Axe, a Diffusal Blade, all these levels. Same with Chrysalis. They're both so tanky, they're both so farm, they have so many levels. They don't need DP to kill your team.
And they've got Nisha and Chrysalis just to roll on over. I've got to say, Zayat's on his clockwork has had a spectacular time. He's contending with zombies and Spectre illusions and all this nonsense. But he's finding the lines, finding that chaos in a team fight with a cogs pushing people around or locking Smail in place. And right now he's that smoke blocker, making sure that no one's coming through that bottom jungle and there's no one really farming down bottom wave either.
And when you're lacking all this vision, you're just scared. You're terrified. You're like, we don't know where they are. We don't know where they're playing. They could be bot. They could be top. You know, and using this secret increased their net worth lead because they can farm 2 heroes in the triangle, 1 hero bot, and 2 behind them in their own jungle because Nigma don't know. They can't smoke up knowing, yeah, they're definitely split up right now because the threat is always there. The ability to connect is always there. You have the boost of travel. It's so risky and hard, and you're playing without the vision of seeing, like, Clockwork is pushing just from a fog with the rocket flare, right? He's not even putting himself in the position to get grabbed by Nigma.
Yeah, and they got this deep ward down that's actually spotted Nigma come in to try and de-ward bottom. They kind of know that they're either in their base or smoking out top because they've pushed in bot, pushed in mid. That's what Chrysalis is looking for right now as a Slark. He's smoke hunting at the moment. Trying to figure out if there's any vision placed by Nigma up here as well. And this might be their last ditch effort. Now, one team fight here could bring them back into the game, but it could also lose them the match.
They're looking for anything. I mean, these are the moves that you have to make. You cannot just sit and wait for this slow death. As the net worth lead increases for Secret, right? This smoke up waiting in the trees. If a single hero shows, you know, it's still... Boy, are they gonna find him? Ooh, he's fine. Most of. But yeah, I mean, you don't know exactly where they are, but they're probably not sitting as 5. Now, that's not how you win per head necessarily, right? So if they can just get that quick grab with the lasso, and they're gonna hunt for it. They're gonna look for it. They gotta try. They gotta try, Gary.
Yeah, they've got to throw everything they've got at this. And they finally de-ward that deep observer that's been causing them so many issues the past 3 minutes. But Secret, they're all together. No one is left alone. They're spreading wide across the map to keep the pressure onto Nigma Galaxy here. And Miracle, the only one who feels safe, showing on a wave. A reasonably fast Roshan respawn is going to lead to a big clash around the pit. Nigma might be running out of smoke to this point, though. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, they've got 1 on GH, so they do have the opportunity to leave their base. But we see Zayat's in position to break it. Nigma again, good angle to move around these smoke breakers, but there's Chrysalis. The Slark on the front lines, and Nisha, swashbuckle and rolling thunder. Hook shot out to mind control. The Fisher tries to block them away, but Nisha's in with Chrysalis, finding the kill on the Batrider now, and they look towards Samael on the left-hand side. Kuroki being ripped apart by Resolution's DP. And the tombstone's down. 2 kills for Secret again, just holding Nigma back and making sure this dominant position on the map isn't relinquished.
How annoying. The one thing you're looking for is just a hero to jump, and it's always that pesky Slark using his Dark Pact, making it impossible. You just can't jump. There's no way for you to know that he's, you know, wound it up and clicked it in time, unless you're checking like your 1 charges maybe, because then it does show that he's used it. But that's it. It's hard. It's risky, and you can't really, you know, risk it.
Radiant are scanning.
I don't know. Maybe Nigma can get a couple more things before the next big fight, before this fight for Roche. I mean, Roche is up right now. Definitely scary, but you want like your Earthshaker level 12, right? More damage on that Echo Slam. Maybe you want to see Kuroki get that Tombstone maxed out. Mind control, obviously very far away from that BKB. Not really something you can rely on here.
He's behind the clockwork in net worth. And after having a decent laning stage, it really has been a downhill slide for Mind Control's bat.
He's very under farmed, and it's hard. You can't take this farm. The small amount trickling into your base, you have to give it to Miracle. You have to give it to your carry. You know, as the Batrider, all you can really do is go for this blink, and he's not going to go for a Miracle. Well, he's going for the 4-star, and I think that is the correct play. You need these 4-stars to try and get your team out.
Drag people into fountain.
Yeah, I mean, it's the young team.
Samael steps out. Sumail's been caught. Self-yours. Heavy BKB up, so the hook shot in from Zayas going to lock the ledge in place. The Horn coming through, allowing Miracle to maybe get on top of some of these dire support heroes, but Crystallis just diving into the base. Sumail's still alive. The Echo Slam from GH, but the Rolling Thunder. Nisha causes chaos, allows the double pack to come out, along with a Shadow Dance, and Secret to sweep through them. Every member of Enigma demolished by Nisha's Rolling Thunder. 2 buybacks required, but I just don't see it happening.
It is very hard. I mean, Rezo is such a beast right now. Running through Crystallis. Yeah, couldn't kill him. He's got so much regen coming out from that ult into the depth shroud. He's just regen. You can't target him, even with all the daily damage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's just not enough in the tank.
Yeah, and they've got these multiple boots of travels just jumping from lane to lane, like Nisha now going to TP home to refill with Rezo, and then they can return to the Roche pit thinking about that Aegis. There's even a DD room spawning outside the pit for them as well. But here we can see it. Lesh just stepping out of that base a bit too far. And he was tanky enough to get back to high ground with the soul rips and the heals that he had behind him. But the timing on this, as we see Crystallis dive, he got so close to dying with that Echo Slam and Chain Stun, and then Nisha comes in, saves the day.
Actual champ. Every moment that ticks by, it gets harder and harder to take these fights for Nigma because Clockwork's finished a Lotus Orb. You just stick that on your Slark, and now it's literally impossible to ever lasso him. Maybe you don't even care about him. Maybe you think he's just absolutely fine. Put it on your DP. Let Rezo get that full damage off from Exorcism. I mean, this Lotus Orb is just a free live, it feels like, versus the Batrider, which is their main tool to try and win these fights so they can get anyone out of position. And on top of that, like, Nisha's buying an Eon Disc. You know, when you're ahead, you might see someone get cocky. I'm just going to buy damage items. I'm just going to buy, you know, things that let me do more. Shiva's Guard. I want Shiva's Guard. But he knows the only way we lose this game is if I get lassoed and pulled into that base. So by buying this Eon Disc, he is completely removing the ability for Nigma to pull themselves back in.
Perfect optimization. I'm just wondering what that pause was. You know, we've had puppy pause, we've had fiddle pause, tactical pause. This felt like a Kuroki pep talk pause. Get the morale back up in your team because they've got to be feeling down and out. 4-31 with a 33k lead over on Secret. Another Roshan going into their hands as well. You need your captain to lift your spirits. That's what Kuroki can potentially do here. Just remind them, we've got Miracle on Spectre, we've got GH on Earthshaker, we have these tools to win team fights and go late game. We've not lost tier 3 yet. That's a royal we from Kuroki's perspective.
Yeah, it would be nice for sure if GH could get his shard before the next fight. Just add that little bit extra way to hold your high ground, put a little bit of pressure out from range. Otherwise, yeah. No, there's so many items you need and so little farm trickling in. Everything really is just in your Spectre, and even she's just scared and uncomfortable. There's a lot of magic damage, a lot of control, and all he has really is a Manta style and half of a Skadi. I mean, he's nearly finished it. He's got his courier prepped and ready to grab that last bit. He's going to funnel every little wave that comes into him that they can.
Get the Spectre big. That's all I can hope for. Crystallis cruises up top to push out wave. The rest of them, they went down bottom as they do get a lasso haunt. Finding Puppy. That's a kill. Not going to get much off the back of it. And that was 2 ultis, right? You've got a minute and a half now at the least where Secret, they can exploit it. Hook shot in. Fish over the Rolling Thunder, looking for Sumail. Crystallis will move in. Self-fuel from the ledge. Gonna save him for a second or two. But it's being turned on quickly by the BKB and the Rolling Thunder with no buyback on Sumail. It's really dangerous for Enigma now to continue fighting. They'll lose the Batrider in their base. And Team Secret with his Exo can think about pushing high ground again. Tier 3 mid, just 260 HP remaining. And Slark still with Aegis in his hands. Can waltz up the ramp. Get onto tier 3s and look at this first lane of barracks against Enigma.
That left kill was so big as well.
All the damage from Crystallis. That killer. Jacob, there's no Blink Echo, there's no buybacks, there's no Spectre soon. Crystallis forces them back to Fountain. It's a 1v5 now.
He's just so bombed, Gary.
Radiant's middle barracks.
He is incredibly strong. And on they move. Tier 3 bottom. Unlock the base. Close this one out. One step closer. That lower bracket final. Team Secret looking to knock out Enigma Galaxy here. The battle of the ages. It started off with a bang. Game 2 was tight, but Game 3 has been a one-way street for Secret.
40k net worth lead up now.
Ending with a bit of a fizz for Enigma. They will respawn in time to defend their top lane, though. We are still waiting for this Blink Echo from GH to make the difference. But look at Zayat. He's on the Spectre. Chrysalis in. We'll get the pounce. They're focusing in onto Miracle, and he's down. No buyback. Oh, God, it's a disaster for Enigma now. Chrysalis does still have the Aegis, so his first life claim, sure. What do you do off the back of it? Undying, Flesh Golem, Tombstone still up, and Soul Rip back to full HP, but Secret, they've retreated. They got 2 lanes, Aegis used to perfection, and this 40k lead just seems insurmountable for Enigma now.
Really is. That kill on Sumail opened everything up for them. The split earth spam with that shard was probably one of the best tools they had to defend their high ground, and with that out of the way, Secret don't care. They'll go in, they'll dive. There's nothing really making them scared. All that AoE damage gone. It doesn't exist. He's in the grave. And now maybe confident enough here to go, and they have that ward down. They're looking for an opening. Anyone that steps out of line, anyone that steps up to de-ward, it will die instantly, and I think Enigma know.
Yeah, that's why Kuro hasn't gone for it. Tried to get a ward of his own in that mid lane, but that's immediately de-warded by Rezo. Team Secret, they know that both of these other lanes can naturally push in. Exo's back up, so creeps arriving at the top lane of this Radiant base will mean Rezo moves forward.
No buybacks except on Bat right now.
Rough stuff for Enigma Galaxy. Exceptional position for Team Secret. They can just stay here. The platform, the launch pad themselves, up into the high ground, diving the base. Batrider, he tried to blink in, but he's dead. Does bite back. Forcing some spells and cooldowns. The BKB in particular from Chrysalis did get utilized. So a bit of a poke from Enigma there to give them another option, another chance to get back in this game.
Traded Bat's buyback for a D-ward on that ward. Big wins, big wins.
Gains.
Got some XP from that, yeah.
And Spec has buyback now.
Wonderful.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But Secret aren't going to give up.
Deadly swift.
They've claimed this land as their own, and they want to keep it.
Rock it on.
Playing so nicely, just so clean on Secret. You really don't want to give anything away.
Nice being crisp.
Taking the little pickoffs that they can, threatening them, even in their own base, even when no one's really looking for a proper fight. Applying constant pressure. Now, they're going to back it up, continue to increase that lead. They've got their wards down.
Even Puppey has an Eon Disc now. This is going to be very difficult to kill any number of these heroes. You know, Rezo has his disassembled. Hango has his disassembled. He now has one. Slark has a multitude of safety mechanisms with Shadow Dance, Death Shroud, BKB. Incredibly challenging for Enigma to get that jump.
Just splitting up to keep farming, and Dias is just holding the line, sitting on this high ground. If anyone comes here, he'll break that smoke. He's ready to delay. He's got that Lotus Orb, so they shouldn't be able to kill him.
And now they swarm in. The hook shot doesn't quite land, but they've got the cogs and the telekinesis. They're going to bring down Miracle quickly. He does have buyback, don't forget. So Enigma with a chance here to fight around Kuro, but he quickly falls to the DD of Chrysalis. No one dying for 30 seconds, so a swift move up top from Team Secret. Exo from Rezo. Shred through the tier 3 tower.
And the DD Chrysalis. He's scary.
He's a monster. A beast from the deep.
but they give nothing away. Why back out? Sure, no problem. We'll back off. Oh, Roche respawning. Well, we don't know when, but it starts to respawn in 40 seconds. And they're even peeking their head in. They know. Comms probably telling each other, all right, guys, you know, what's one little thing at a time. Step out, we punch it. We don't overcommit. We don't give them the slam. We don't give them the lasso to the fountain.
And this is how bad it's got for Nigma as Zayat misses that hook shot. Telekinesis saved from Puppy though. His lasso going to get cancelled out. Crystallis got himself away. Weasel himself forward now towards the MC bat. Nearly dead. Crystallis with the help of Puppy and Zayat do claim the kill. While Sumail permanently controlled. And another 2 kills. No buybacks. GH, he tries his best for the Blink Echo slam in. But it's all over now. A buyback from GH will come out, but Team Secret have this game under lock and key.
Way too hard to do anything. I mean, they're holding on. Maybe Secret runs it 5-man into the fountain. We gotta hope for something, but it's worse and worse.
Yeah, Nisha with his Aghanim Scepter, destroying the Spectre of Miracle. Gone to 80. Only GH stands here now, but this is a game you do not call early. GG. It had to come eventually. They waited. 20 minutes of solid domineering by Team Secret. Finally,